As everyone is freaking out for this Saturn in Aries, and I still don't know how to use this, we will see, we will figure it out. Um, let's talk about it a little bit. So, basically, let's start with the fact that Saturn is a planet that is the last luminous planet. Um, the last planet that we can see barely with our eyes, so into the night sky. So it's a planet that has a really strong impact on our primordial psyche. um, Everyone is talking about the fact that Saturn is the planet of law and order and moral, and in a way or the other there is something true behind it. Saturn is the planet that is associated with our life stopping being a nomad life and being a sedentary life and a life based on agriculture. So it's all about the laws of nature and the laws of man, how laws of man interact with the laws of nature. Where is the limit of this man, and where is the actual potential? There is a beautiful quote by an author called Walter Benjamin. Please go find out who he is if you don't know him. And that says, he's talking about the narrator, and the fact there are two kind of narrators in history. One kind of narrator is the voyager, is the discoverer, is the one that goes and finds out. And the other narrator is the peasant, is the farmer, is the guy that stays in one place, learns all the rules and applies them until it gets perfection. The second one is Saturn. The first one is Jupiter. We will not talk about Jupiter today. But also we cannot see them one without the other, because life is made by these different kind of teachers, and both of them interact. Saturn will firstly square Jupiter, and then it will form a trine when Jupiter, after the 30th of June, will be in Leo. Right now we're having two kind of energies that are kind of different, are into different kind of corners, but it's the exact same energy, just with a different quality. I'm talking about two zodiac signs, two cardinal signs that have the power of life itself. That's Cancer from a side, where Jupiter is right now, and the other is Aries, where we have Saturn. We will go on talking about this. Just fix it in your mind as something I told you, because it's important. So Saturn in Aries, it's not random that it's happening during a date that is St. Valentine's Day, and it's also the date of Carnival. This is no random, guys. This is a huge synchronicity that we must talk about. Also because in a sense, I don't like to talk about Valentine's Day because it's clearly bullshit. I am a polyamorous, polygamous person. I don't feel represented at all by Valentine's Day. But as I'm living in Rome right now, I want just to give some credit to the Romans, because even if they were fuckers, fucked up, that fucked basically the world, bringing around an emperor or bullshit. Today I cannot really talk English well, so I'm sorry. You will get this Italianish bullshit in the middle. I think it makes it prettier, actually. We have Lupercalia. Lupercalia is a period of fertility, of agricultural rights that were all about the fertility of the earth and the fertility of human beings. And there were these kind of spicy parties in which people were getting together. I explained it so really bad, and there are several videos and material and books that you can read about it. Just know that it was a fun time, okay? A time where love and Eros was so important. Then we also get Carnival. Carnival is a period in which the social role is maintained by giving a completely different perspective on the roles. Translated, the mask, the idea of going to have an identity and a social role really different than yours, was used to maintain the order. And was a moment of release in which the servants could dress as the bosses and just boss around, and this was all fun, and it was fun because it was part of a game. Okay, let's go to Saturn in Aries. What the fuck does it mean, this Saturn in Aries during these days? Why is it in this day? I really believe that nothing is random, and when we have this kind of synchronicity, we can also get a little bit of taste of what this transit is trying to tell us. What is the sound and the music of this transit? And the sound of the music of this Saturn is all about Eros, desire. It's all about subverting the order to be your own ruler and sovereign. It's all about knowing and understanding where is your voice, where is your inner authority. Aries is the principle of life that detaches from the everything of Pisces, that is also connected to the end of life and source of life in a way or the other. And it's the raw instinct, the primordial instinct. It's the falling of the soul into the body. It's the baby that needs to push his head against mommy's pussy, and I don't know if I can say it. I will say it. Mommy's pussy to get out and to go inside of life. So it's not an image that is kind of cute because it's all about blood and cry and raw screams. Tragedy. The word tragedy means song of the Aries, actually. Is the song of the goat. Not the Aries, but here we are. Horns, devil. That's the same semantic of significance. So we get from a side this really intense and crazy and raw erotic energy of life coming back to life, and from the other side we get this tender, cute, really mommy issues attached energy of Cancer. How do you combine these two? Okay, so this video will tell you how the fuck I exist in this world, because I have the moon in Aries and the sun in Cancer, and this conflict, it's all my life. It's all my life. How do I deal with my inner turmoil, my need for affirming myself and be seen for who I really am, And from the other side, what do I do to feel that I'm not alone, to feel that I'm connected, to feel that I'm giving, to feel that I'm nurturing, and I'm giving this home and this place and this womb where people can feel safe, as I want to feel safe as well, as I want to feel held. So everything is about hold me but don't fucking touch me. What the fuck do you want? It's really messy, the message we're getting in here. And I believe that staying inside this mess creates the most incredible and beautiful opportunities of evolution out of the schemes that you can find. Because there's no way we can feel safe in a community, we can feel safe in a family, in a loving relationship, in a one-on-one relationship, or in a circle relationship, whatever the fuck it is, if we don't feel and know who we truly are, what we truly want, what are our boundaries as human beings, what are our requests, what are the things we need. And not because someone told us, not because the circumstances asked us to be that way so we could receive love. It's because we feel it. It's because we embody that true and primal desire that makes us say, I am an individual. Despite the connection I feel, I am an individual. And if you start to feel, especially during March, May, April, this kind of months of spring, where you feel you need to give birth to something and you're so ready, but there's something holding you back, and it's all the nurturing emotional situation that you create to feel safe, especially in the last year, don't worry. This is one of the greatest opportunities you have to understand and acknowledge that there are some kind of meanings, there are some kind of narratives that have to be changed. And whenever you start to make that, that is where you start to truly embrace your authenticity and truly embrace your need to give love before receiving it. And whenever you give love the way you are, you will start to receive it in a way you can't even imagine. It's not the way you think it works, it's not the way they told you it works, but it's like that. Then what happens? After the 30th of June, Jupiter, the teacher that expands, that brings us to meet people and situations and things that are outside our perspective and hold us in a way and make us feel safe to see the biggest picture, form some trines with this Saturn. Whenever we start to understand the thin line between giving, receiving, between staying true to our voice and using our voice in a gentle, pure way towards the other without invading him, her, they, them, we get the possibility of being sovereign of our own reality and to bring that fire to a different level, a new level, a level that has to do with the sun, with the star. The fire of Aries, it's a really discontrolled, unchanneled fire. It's all about giving and pushing and giving and pushing and exploding, letting something out. Once you've seen it, you have to go through all the signs until Leo to find a channel in which it can start to spread the light. If you leave fire uncontrolled, it starts to eat and take everything. People that are Aries sign, rising Aries, Aries moon, that are deeply unhealed in a sense or the other. I'm not talking about toxic spiritual bullshit in which we all need to be perfect. No, I'm talking about something different, that is the need to feel that you've been seen and how you actually want to be inside that perspective. When you start to have that and to feel that, things start to happen inside your life. But when you're unhealed, when you are deeply wounded, when you couldn't express this quality, maybe it has some kind of squares, it has some kind of complexity into your life and it goes with a wound, Aries becomes a vampire of whatever it could be. It becomes really grabbing and pushing and pulling and screaming, irritated and irritating kind of presence. Mars that conquers just to conquer, not to have a project of creation. The movement that Aries brings is this masculine, we're not talking about genders, we're talking about energies. It's this masculine, penetrative, let's talk about it in this way, phallic, way of crossing reality, putting the seed inside the ground and hoping something comes out. From a side, we get conquering, love, conquering in the sense of finding the way to let that thing open, and that's how you go step by step with determination, and then you go and put that seed. From the other side, we get rape. Is that kind of energy. We get rape, we get colonialism. This is the kind of energy of a deeply unhealed Aries energy, martial energy. And that's why we do need to give it a container, to give it a responsibility behind it. And that responsibility cannot be delegated anywhere else. Right now, in a world of chaos, in a world of the strongest wins, because we are inside of this kind of world, it's anarchy out there. Not even anarchy, because anarchy, I believe that anarchy could be an amazing utopia that becomes reality if we get the right amount of sensitivity, education, and empathy, and we learn from animals. But if we see it, it's ochlocracy. Ochlocracy means simply a confused, manipulated mass that goes in all direction to save itself. This is what we get right now. And in this sense, it's up to us how we want to interact in our relationships. Politics, and here it comes the law and the order. Politics is erotic. Plato said it in Republic, but also in the Symposium. That is a really deeply political text, and I hope everyone can read it into this fucking idea and not only talking about the metaphysics. Yes, it's cute, we like the fucking metaphysics, but in the physical world, in the political world, what Plato used to say is that love, sex, Eros, desire, this tension, is the glue that takes a city together, is the glue that takes a state together, is the glue that takes a community together. And if we aren't responsible about this, if we don't get the responsibility of our actions in front of our romantic world, romantic, erotic, let's not talk about romantic, it's another thing, but erotic world, we don't go any fucking where. We get a place that is just burned to the ground. We get war. This is what we get, war and conflict. While Eros has a kind of agon, as a kind of war and conflict by itself, we get this completely wrong idea of Eros, in which it becomes needing to eliminate the other, while the other has to be seen, acknowledged, and danced with. And here we also get Neptune, because it's not the case the fact that Epstein files came out, treaties about nuclear wars came out. Wars are everywhere. This primal conflict is awakening something inside of us, and this has been shut down for so much time, because for all this time we delegated violence away from us, accepting it in every single things we did, without taking the responsibility for the kind of violence. And I'm not saying violence is wrong. I don't believe violence is wrong. We are violent. We used to do sacrifices because we used to remember what it means to be a prey. Sex is violent. On the primal idea of it, there are some studies, which I truly love, that talk about sex as the evolved form of cannibalism. Think about it whenever you want to bite your partner. Or you want to see signs on its neck. It's raw and it's animal. And this is actually starting to come back. If we hold our rage, our sexual instinct, our primal instinct, we don't go anywhere. We stay either frozen, either we put it out in ways that aren't really fucking healthy. We feel shame and guilt. We go crazy for that. But if we keep it, we feel it, and we start to embrace it and taking the responsibility of doing it in a way in which you can actually put some seeds that are going to grow. You're putting karma, you're putting action in the world that has an impact. Because every fucking thing you do has an impact on reality. If you take this and you move it, this has an impact on reality. And not a small one, a huge one. If we take the responsibility of that, if we stop asking to the guru, to the master, to this and to that and to whoever is above me, and we start to get deep inside our shit, there we get the freedom and the possibility of being who we really are. We came here to be something. I believe we came here to be something, and it's not a nice fairy tale. It's the fact that in the dance of the universe, we are notes. We are melodies. Our heartbeat or frequency gives something on the external world. And whenever we take the responsibility for that, doesn't fucking mean being hyper woo on the top all the time, because this is not what it is about. Because life is also made of low vibration, as music is also made of lows. But the fact is knowing how to move through that, being able to make all our journey through that. And when we stop delegating our power on the outside, and we do it constantly with a lot of things, with the things we buy, with the things we choose, with the things we study, with the things we dedicate time to, with the people we dedicate time to, with the battles we choose. Saturn is saying to us, choose your battles wisely. Because wounds will come with that. Because experiences will come with that. Because maturity will come with that. Because your impact and your karma will come with that. And what does Neptune bring? Neptune brings the inspired action. Neptune brings the channel that we are of energies that are everywhere else. It's like, if you see the shape of Neptune, it's like a cup that in which the water, the cosmic water flows. If we go to see ancient beliefs about what it is to be like how is made the cosmos and the universe and the sky itself, it's water. It's made of water. It's like a river. So I really tend to divagate, but I study philosophy. I'm a hypersensitive person, and I slept 3 hours, so that's what you get. Recommendation: put the video in pair 2 whenever I speak. This kind of energy, it's a really strong energy that can change our perspective on many things. Together they make Kali symbol, these two planets. And I will talk about it in the conjunction day, because it's something really deep and important. What I really want to say right now is that we are inside of really crazy and transformative times. And whenever we start to choose ourselves, whenever we start to feel a genuine love for who we are, what we experienced, and what we're here to experience, we are able to trace different paths for us and for the ones that will become humans of the other generations. We have the possibility of creating something different that is never going to be completely different. We can take the parts and the pieces of whatever was left. Saturn in Aries is really punk. Doesn't give a fuck about external rules if they don't match the inner sense of self. Here we need to get the maturity though. We need to watch our experiences. What we learned, what we got from our experiences, what are the experiences that made us hungry, and the experiences that gave us fruits. That's where we can get oriented to. So this transit is about using your inner compass, your inner desire, your inner Eros, and your responsibility in all this to understand that your impact on the world has a meaning. Whatever you give, you receive, and there's no more external authority that can actually stop you. No gods, no masters, only Eros and love. So, what do you choose to do with this energy? The next 3 years will be really interesting. And whoever wants to make a consultation about it, reach me in my DMs on Instagram, or I have a TikTok account also where I post some kind of these things, some parts of it. Or on my email, I put everything here. Astro Kisses, Astro Kisses, stay enchanted. This fucking microphone, I hope it worked. And see you in the next Astroinfo.